Okay, we're going to start with number 2. If you'll notice on looking back at number 1 here, your spacing needs to be a little wider for the auxiliary views because you're projecting off of the angled line on it. We're going to be projecting off of this line here, so we need some space where those lines are not hitting our other drawing. So this is 3 wide, 2.5 tall, and it's got a 45-degree angle back this way. So I am going to start by drawing me a line. We are not, I didn't have a flat drawing area, so let me start over. I'm going to go 3 inches this way, go up 2.5, and I'm going to draw me a short line over here at the top. Then I'm going to go drawing a line from here in this direction. Straight up would be 90. I'm going to add 45 to that, so I'm going to go, let's go 5 at an angle of 135. You can trim or you can use fillet, either one, to get that like it needs to be. Okay, our other view is 2 inches wide, 1 tall, 1/2. 2 wide, 1 tall. So I need to be 3 inches away from that. So I'm starting from there, come over 3. I'm going 2 inches wide, go up 1, go over 1/2. Go over 1, uh, 1/2, and back to start. So we'll have a line on this that's in line with this here. So let's go back to our drawing. Let's go ahead and put that in. So I need a line here to there. Now, drawing the auxiliary view, you need a line that's perpendicular to the slanted surface. And the easiest way for me to do, that I found to do this, is I start out here in space and come back to my line here and look for the perpendicular symbol. When I see the perpendicular symbol, click there. Now, I'm going to need that line on all of my points on this surface. So I'm going to copy that to there and to there, and then I'm going to move this one. All right, our width was on this, and again, this is my way of doing it. It may not be the perfect way to do this, but my width on this is 2. So that's what I'm going to offset by. I'm going to offset by 2. And offset again by 2. And a trim around the rectangle that I just made. The height of our auxiliary view is based off of this. So we've got everything off of the height. Now our width or depth is based off of this view. So we have 1/2 inch from each side. Again, this may not be the best way, but this is the way I've found it easier to do. I'm going to offset by 0.5. Now I have all of my measurements for this view. All I've got to do is trim it up and make it look like what it would need to. Alright, y'all see kind of what I did on that. Let's go to number 4. And if you're not keeping up, I am putting this on video so you'll be able to access it. This is the truncated octagon. This time I'm going to start with the octagon. It has a measurement of 2 across the flats. So I'm going to go to polygon, 8 sides. I'm going to specify a center. This needs to be inscribed or circumscribed. It would be circumscribed. And it's asking for a radius. The diameter is 2, the radius would be 1. Alright, we're going to double check our work. It should be 2 inches from center to center, or on the midpoint to midpoint. Alright, again we want to be 3 inches away, so I'm going to do it like this time. I tell for those I'm going to go over 3. And that's my starting place for the other one. Let's go back and look at it. I don't even remember what. Oh, it's again. It's 3 inches and with a 45 degree on it. So let's go 3 inches from there. We're going to go up 2. We're going to draw a little line over that way, and then we're going to start back at our starting point here. We're going to go 5 again at an angle of 135. See, we also have lines showing where these points go across, and then we have a center line on it also. So let's go to here. Let's draw a line in line with this. Let's draw a line in line with this one. I'm going to change my layer to center. Go to annotate, center line, and click on those 2 lines. Go back home, and let's go back to our object layer. Again, I'm going to draw me a line from out here in space, and I'm looking for what symbol? You may have to turn extension off. I saw it. There it is. There's perpendicular. And again, if we want to check our work on that, we can go back and check our angle. Click on this line and this line. It should be a 90 degree, which it is. Again, I'm going to, it's like I missed a little right here too. Let me go ahead and trim this. I'm going to copy that line to my points. Since I copied them all, I'm going to delete the original. Again, my width is 2, so I'm going to offset by 2. And trim around my box here, or rectangle. We said our height is based off of this, our width is based off of this. So I'm going to have to find out what the distance is across the top. And I'm going to do that by finding what half of my distance is. So 0.4142. We'll draw a line through the center here and offset it by 0.4142. Tell you what, I'm going to also draw a line across the center this way, and these two I'm going to go ahead and turn those into center lines, and we'll make them the right length in a moment. Alright, now I have my points for my width and my height, so I can go from corner to corner, this corner to this corner, and this corner to this corner. I just use these for creation of the object, so I'm deleting those off, and I'm going to trim the corners of this. Okay. I'm going to turn on geometric center so I can find the geometric center of this object, and I'm going to draw a circle inside, use that circle to create my center mark on this. And I'm going to delete my circle that I just used for that. Alright, and on this one, what did we say? Center marks do not stop at our object's lines, they actually go outside the object. So I'm going to offset by 1/8. I probably could just extend those lines by 1/8, but I actually prefer doing it this way. I'm going to use the trim function with the shift button, and I'm going to extend that line, those lines. And there we have the auxiliary view for the truncated octagon. Alright, now let's go back to our page here. We're going to do number 8, which is a spacer. On the spacer, it has a semicircle. Well, a semicircle or a circle, if you were looking at number 6, what would the auxiliary view look like on it? Is it going to be a circle? Or what would an elongated circle look like? An ellipse. That's the word I was looking for. We're going to have an ellipse on this one. So let's start with the front view, which is 3 inches wide, and it is also 2.5 tall. By doing the math here, 1.5 plus a radius of 1 would be 2.5. So it's 2.5 tall and 3 wide. So we go 3, go up 2.5, and I'm just going to draw a short line there. I think it's also a 45 degree. I'll double check in just a moment, but let's go 5 at an angle of 135, and let's just go ahead and put our line in here also. Which is a 1/2 inch up, which is going to, we can go ahead and put our center line in too. If I come up from that point 1/2 inch and trim that off, that's going to be that view except for the center line. I'm going to change to my center layer, go to annotate, center line, click on this line and that line, and I have my center line made. Okay, on the other view, it needs to be 3 inches away again, so I'm going to go 3.5 from my starting place. So I'm going over 3.5. I'm going up 0.5, going over 0.5. And should be 1 across the bottom, 0.5 and 0.5. Should be able to, I think, use a 3-point circle on this. Let's try it. I'm gonna use a 3-point here, here, and here. Would have been great if I'd been in the right layer. And trim. And turn that into the right layer. Alright, while I'm in the wrong layer, I'm going to go ahead and put my center mark on this. Alright, going back to our drawing, we have the front view completed and we have the right side view complete. So let's go back here and start our auxiliary view. Again, I'm going to get in the right layer. Draw a line from out here in space till I see perpendicular. Then I'm going to, let's just move it the first time. and then I'm going to copy that. I need intersection turned on, and I don't have it turned on. Okay. Again, the width of this object is what? 2, because our radius is 1. So again, I'm going to offset by 2. I'm going to trim around this. I'm going to turn the reference lines back on and see if this will work. If I'm extending up this object, I can go up 0.5 and go to perpendicular on this. Do the same thing over here at the top. Do an extension on this line, 0.5, and go to perpendicular. Alright, we've got everything except the top of it. Do y'all remember how to do the ellipse? Go to the command ellipse. I can either use the center or the axis end on this. Either one will work. I'm going to do it one time with the center, starting at the midpoint here, touch one of my sides, and then the top. That gives me the ellipse. Or I can do an axis end. And on the axis end, use this as my axis, and that is my end. I can do the same thing. So let's trim here on the bottom of this. Let's draw us a line through the center here. I'm going to turn both of those into center lines. And again, I want these to be longer than the object, so I'm going to use offset. Offset by 0.125. And then I'm going to use extend. And I'm going to delete the lines that I just made.